if more people understood the power of this thing that sits on the top of their shoulders, if they were more consciously aware of how powerful, seriously powerful your head is, um, they might have an easier ride through life, because we can change our perception of things in half a second. We can see a disaster or an opportunity with the same situation. We can both experience the same thing and take something very different away from it. It is a choice. I know it sounds really trite, but you can choose to see what you want to see. You can take out from a situation what you want, and you can do SAS who dares wins, and you can you can decide that it's too hard and I can't do it, or you can decide that I don't care how hard this is, I'm still going to do it, and I can dig a bit deeper. And when I was boxing, I, it was my greatest development of mental toughness in the shortest amount of time, because this woman who was half my age wanted to kill me. She hit me, and I'm on the canvas in the ring, and I had a thousandth of a second to bounce up and go back at her. And in the boxing ring, time is on a different parallel universe. It's a 2-minute round lasts 2 hours when you're in the ring, and I'm fighting her, and I'm hanging on the ropes between rounds, going, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. I have nothing left. And then the bell rings, and you have to go back and do it again. And I discovered that we have much more resource than we think. So when you think you have nothing left to give, and that is it, I am done, it's not. You have more. And it's almost like, I always think of it like a tank on my back. I've got this extra bit that I can tap into when I need it. It's there. We all have it. We just, a lot of people just don't even know it's there, or need to tap into it, or think about tapping. But we are all more resourceful, more able, more capable, more amazing than we probably realize. And it does start, as you well rightly say, with our head. Our bodies are built for endurance. Our bodies are built for long distance. The human body is insanely amazing, and that's like the practical bit. And then the magic is up here, and that's what can change everything.
Well, the thread that runs through everything that we do at This Girl's on Fire comes down to think differently. How can I take the situation that I'm in, or this pain that I'm trying to push through mentally or physically, and how can I think differently about it? And everything you said there completely resonates, because it is about finding a way to flip it, finding a reserve, whether it is a tank, like you say, on your back, but it is finding an inner reserve that you don't even know that you have. Now, one of the things that I sort of get my women, I try and encourage them to do, is the whole cold showers, and end your shower with a blast of cold water. Turn it down as cold as you can. If you can't do like the Wim Hof ice bath type thing, at least do this. And the reason I do it every day, and the reason I do it, I hate it every day, don't want to do it, but I do it, and I step in to remind myself that I can do hard things. Now, my day, obviously, clearly, is not a physically demanding, I'm not training for a triathlon or anything like that, or an ultra marathon. No. But if you can do something that kickstarts your day that is physically uncomfortable, it kickstarts you for the rest of your day, because you remind your brain that actually you can do hard things.
So you ought to be, you know a lot. Mental toughness is my subject, and one of the things that I recommend people do to build resilience and discipline and focus and determination is to take cold showers, because, as you perfectly say, when you practice tolerating discomfort, that's it. Practice tolerating discomfort. Do something you don't think you can do. You succeed. Your mood lifts. You concentrate better. You feel sharper, and you are also just reminding yourself you can do this. Anyone can stand under cold water. It's not nice. It's awful, but you
Yeah.
get over it incredibly quickly. And of course, your body triggers stress responses and all that sort of stuff, which reduce the more time you do it. So you're more able to manage stress and pressure. It is insanely great. It's horrible, horrible, but practicing tolerating discomfort is what makes us grow and become more able to manage and cope with stuff. So what you're doing is just perfect, and most people, it's just too hard for most people.
And I understand that. And I do understand that, life is hard. Sometimes even just getting through lemon day is hard. And why would I want to add another thing to my list of something else that is hard? Why would I choose that when I've got so many other things that I'm not choosing that are hard? But it's you're flexing an internal muscle that you don't even realize that you need. And exactly what you said. What is it? Practice experiencing discomfort.
Practice tolerating discomfort. So you might hold the plank position, which is not the nicest, but you might extend that every day. You might put your hand in ice cold water. You might, anything that is uncomfortable and you stick with it. Obviously, if you think about it, it is going to generate more discipline in you, more focus, more determination. And if you can do that with like a task, you can do it with a situation or a project, or just with life. You don't realize how it transfers, that practical physical thing you're doing, it transfers to you, how you cope and manage with situations that you're faced with, because ultimately it's our mental responses to situations that determines our success. If I We could both be faced with the same situation, mentally we'll respond to it differently, and that will determine what you do and what I do. And if my I'm so passionate about this, but when people understand that it's not the situation that they're facing, it's their mental response to that situation, that's when you get that, you go, okay, so whatever happens, actually I can determine how this goes by how I respond. And that is a choice, and it does take practice, because it's easy to default. We all do automatic negative thinking all day long. It's easy to default to the negative. It's actually not much harder to default to something more positive or optimistic.